The last balance patch was exactly what Hearthstone needed. Wild Palm Knoll was absolutely destroying every single board-based deck, and well, board-based decks are now some of the best decks in Hearthstone. Mage was almost completely unplayable when March of the Lich King first announced, and it wasn't because Mage was bad, it's because the Mage strategies at the time were being countered by pretty much every single class, and that's because if you were a Mage and you saw Astalor, your Solid Alibi was pretty much useless, so a lot of Solid Alibi decks didn't come into play. Big Spell Mage almost saw like no changes, and is still a playable deck now after these balance changes, but one deck that's really important to highlight is actually Aggro Mage, because this list was very incomplete within the with the previous expansion, where we had like a deck that was somewhat good, but now this deck feels 100% fleshed out now that we have the introduction of Arcane Worms and Arcane Bolts. This card is honestly huge in order to give this deck an insane amount of reach, as well as your Arc Splitters giving you even more copies of this card. But the real power of this deck comes from Aegwynn the Guardian, and this is actually one point in the Mulligan that I have to bring up sooner rather than later, but I've been seeing a lot of people not keeping Aegwynn in their hand, especially like Mage Mirrors, and it's like, this is one of the most important cards that you need in the deck. And the reason why it is the most important is because the burst potential of this deck is absolutely crazy when you play your Aegwynn. Like, if you play this card on 5, your win rate spikes, like, I believe an absurd amount, and we'll double check those stats when we check out the Mulligan win rates. But yeah, needless to say, this is one of the most powerful decks in the game right now if you're trying to climb to Legend. Once you do hit Legend, this deck kind of falls off a little bit, but its power level is still there to where you could easily climb the top 100 Legend, to where most people are playing this deck in those ranks. There are some other Mage decks that do counter this, like Ping Mage, a little bit more of a more difficult matchup, but I would say that if you are someone that is trying to grind to Legend, this is a perfect deck for you to start playing. Now let's talk about the actual power level of the deck, because we all know how good a Mage can be when you have +2 spell damage in every single one of your spells, but the other reason why this deck does really well is because it is constantly jamming threats. It's constantly freezing, it's constantly denying your opponent as an aggro deck, which is a pretty big deal. And another way that you can deny people is with Deathborn. This is a card that is absolutely amazing when you combo with your Aegwynn minion afterwards, because with Aegwynn, you get to draw a 1-mana spell, and then suddenly you have 2 spell damage on a 1-mana minion. So your Deathborn can deal 4 damage very easily, very quickly, and you can also discount it with Shivering Sorceress. So there may be ways that you can do this combo as early as like turn 5, maybe, if you're really lucky. Maybe turn 6. Probably turn 6. But in any case, this deck is extremely powerful because of how many minions that you have on the field, and that's why cards like Frozen Touch do really well, because you are able to get so many procs out of it. There are lots of minions that this deck can generate, so there's a lot of Frozen Touches that can go to the face, and when you're dealing 5 damage per Frozen Touch, it gets pretty broken. Like, 20 damage with this deck is actually very common to burst from, and I would really try to focus on your damage threshold, so that way you don't waste Arcane Bolts, and that you don't waste the value of the Frozen Touches. You really don't want to play your Frozen Touch unless it's infused, unless you have to use it for like clearing an important minion or something like that. But this is where Commander Shavara can be very, very good in the deck in case you need to use those key resources. You can always get them back. Just be, you know, wary of the order that you have whenever playing these cards. But that's pretty much like all of like the main parts of this deck. Everything else is kind of self-explanatory. You got Trogs for board, Crooked Cook for some value. I will say that the deck that I am highlighting right now is actually slightly different, because Prismatic Elemental has been a card that I have absolutely loved, and as well as Suspicious Alchemist. Like, this is the deck that I did really well in the Tavern Brawl with, but a lot of people have switched to this Nightcloak Sanctum list with Varden, and I would honestly suggest that you guys play that going ahead in the future. I think this is the more solidified list. But if you want random to dictate some fun moments, and in the videos coming up, in the clips coming up ahead, there will be the randomness deck, but Prismatic Elemental has some really real ways of scamming games. It's not going to be in this video, but in my Tavern Brawl video, there's one particular clip I got with this card that was mind-blowing. I'm sold on the card since then, but this is the safer deck to play. Maybe if you wanted to, you could cut cards like Nightcloak, Sanctum, and maybe even like a Crooked Cook if you really want to run these random generations. But I really think that this deck is very solidified, and just like, I literally try to take a moment to figure out what card I would cut from here, and I'm really having an issue choosing something other than Nightcloak Sanctum, because you do have other ways of freezing, but sometimes that one turn, or like freezing that one big minion, can be crucial enough in order to, you know, buy yourself some time. But in case you are one of those types of players that likes to have outside resources sometimes win the game, I would actually use my original list, because Prismatic Elemental and sometimes even the Suspicious Alchemist can get you the random tool that you need in a great pinch. And now let's go over the mulligan of this deck, which really isn't all too complicated, although it really surprises me that Aegwynn is only kept 23% of the time. Even when going first, it's 17%, and on coin, it is 28%. But I'm really surprised this card doesn't get kept more often, which I don't think you should keep it every single time. That's not to be confused for that. I really think that keeping Aegwynn can be great in the mirror, for example, because you want to be able to get that spell damage as soon as possible. Against like a Blood Death Knight, for example, you want that Aegwynn, although keeping Aegwynn against all Death Knights might cause you some trouble in the Unholy Death Knight matchup. But I think you can keep this card more times than people are keeping it, but the safest keeps are obviously Iron Deep Trogg, Frostweave Dungeoneer, Shivering Sorceress, and you can sometimes keep your 6-mana AoE if you do have this card, although it's better to keep it with Cold Case. Cold Case is just the best card to hit, so you can play it as early as turn 2 if you get lucky enough with coin. You also have Arcane Worm, as well as Amplified Snow Flurry and Nightcloak Sanctum. If you're playing the random lists, then you have Suspicious Alchemist and Prismatic Elementals as keeps. I really don't know why you wouldn't keep either one of them unless you have another 1-drop already. Sometimes Suspicious Alchemist is not the greatest card to play because you don't want to give your opponent some resources. So there might be some arguments there. But more times than not, this is the very safe mulligan to go for. You can sometimes keep Cold Case. But that's really about it when it comes to the mulligan. The mulligan is very straightforward, but it's about piloting the deck and getting the most amount of damage to where you're using your minions, you're getting your infused value, and you're getting the spell damage when you need it. Because sometimes you will have to win games without spell damage, but trust me, when you do get that extra bit of damage, you will notice that this deck's power level is insanely busted if your opponent doesn't play around certain thresholds. But that's pretty much Aggro Mage in a nutshell. It's not that complicated of a deck. It's extreme powerhouse at top legend. And if you've been looking for an aggressive deck that isn't just Death Knight, or you want to find a way to kind of counter the Death Knight, this is pretty good into Unholy Death Knight. It's kind of 50-50, but when you account the AoEs, once the AoEs come down, it's really hard to win without like some kind of massive comeback tool. But regardless, if you're looking for an aggressive mage deck, this is definitely a list that I would highly recommend. And as always, if you guys enjoy this kind of content, feel free to like this video and subscribe to the YouTube channel to be notified about any of our future uploads. We're working on a lot of different stuff right now, from deck guides to evergreen content, as well as potentially looking into some Marvel Snap content. So if you guys like card games, this is a great channel to check out, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of those uploads. Thank you so much for making it to the end of this deck intro, and we'll see you for the next video.
You gotta take the good with the bad. That's like the ultimate advice that I can give for Hearthstone players. Take the good with the bad. Yeah, it was dead. Astalor was not confirmed. Was not confirmed lethal. There's no gold in the darkest tower there. Okay, I can go wide with this. Build up the frozen touches. If I draw the other one, I don't know if it's a high roll or not. Dude, this song is so goddamn good. I don't remember when they released this or how they released it, because I know it wasn't on an album. I think it was just released as a single. But the song slaps so goddamn hard. Simple yet powerful drum solo. They play this at the first show I saw them at. It was amazing. I don't think I saw this song live. The first time that I saw them, they were touring for their Nightmare album. So that was such a long time ago. I was back in 2011. Holy shit. That was a long time ago. Okay, I know what deck he's playing. I think he's playing the Jombre Ramp Druid. Not bad. Call of Duty. Oh, it was released for Call of Duty Black Ops. No, you're right. I was getting that confused with... there's another song that they did for Call of Duty, actually. I think it's called Carry On. Yeah, I actually don't have this on my playlist. Boom. Yeah, Carry On is another good one. I'm ready to die. Go, my cooks! We have to cook. Let's see what these boys are brewing. Brewing up an Arc Splitter and a Suspicious Alchemist. Jesse, we have to cook. Honestly, dude, there is not a single Breaking Bad reference that's going to get past me. I've watched an unhealthy amount of Breaking Bad. If you try to make a reference, I will probably catch on it. I'll probably 100% catch on. Oh, dude, I remember trying to learn this song now. Holy shit. It's really not that hard of a song to play on drums. I'm actually not going to give him a spell. God, trying to figure out drummers for Avenged Sevenfold is such a difficult question. They've gone through so many musicians. Wait, he didn't kill the Aegwynn? Hello? Hello? He didn't kill Aegwynn. I have too many cards. Alright. We're still brewing, dude. We're still cooking. We're still cooking. Let's see, who's a drummer? Drummer born in 1988 in California. Most recognized for his time in Avenged Sevenfold. Okay. At a young age, Arn was introduced to music by his father, who was a session guitarist. So yeah, he played with Avenged Sevenfold in 2011 through 2015. This actually might have been the guy that I saw in that concert. Because, I mean, Mike Portnoy definitely didn't fucking tour with them. Mike Portnoy kind of has an ego. And you can't tell what to do. And he's kind of a prick in that regard. But the dude's still a goat. Wait, what? Holy shit! What were those snipes? What? What? Okay, get lucky. The complete opposite of lucky. I needed to hit at least this or that. This is literally gonna beat me. This is actually gonna beat me. Because he sniped the right freaking minions, dude. He just didn't snipe the right minions. Alright, I need to do this. Hit a 1. Oh, baby! Oh, baby! Woo! Ah! Oh my god! Prismatic Elemental? Nope, nope, nope. Nah, the Alchemist, dude. Alchemist. I didn't think about it, but bam, there was Snap Freeze. And that's a useless card for him to have. How is he gonna get other Frost cards? Oh my lord. I mean, I still have to worry about all this other bullshit. Wait, hold on a minute. He actually needs to kill my 3-2. Killing 3-2 is how I lose. Don't kill it. Don't hover over it. Oh, shit. Okay, I need to draw a spell. I need to overdraw a spell. Wait, hold on. If I draw a minion, it doesn't get rid of the Aegwynn's effect, right? No, it doesn't. Because it attaches itself to the minion. Wait, what? Oh! Wait. 6, 12. Oh! Wait, I did... I saw... That's a miss lethal! I was about to miss lethal! Oh my god! I didn't notice that the Blood Mage had the extra spell damage! The Blood Mage had the extra spell damage! I drew it before! I'll take it! I will take it. I don't believe it does. I believe it attaches it once it enters your hand. Yeah, it enters, well, I mean, clearly it didn't get milled. It's funny how things work out. Alright, I'm keeping all of this, except for the 0 mana spell. Dude, it's the Millennium Puzzle. It's finally coming in clutch, dude. Finally getting some good RNG. Definitely can't pick Brilliance. I guess we just pick Shooting Star. Because once we get spell damage, it can be useful. God, never again. Never bring back Weapon Rogue, please. If a deck is only supposed to win because it has a large weapon, no. No more of that. Please. Uh-oh. Coins. Oh, that's rude. You know what? We could keep the Flurry until his turn 6, so we can just throw it out, but we need to get rid of the spell so that way he can't swap with anything. How bad is this matchup for the Aggro Mage? Big spell. Oh, buddies. Big spell mage. 43%. 43%. 100% popularity? Big spell mage is really that popular? Oh my god, more coins. I am not giving you a single spell. I am not giving you a single spell to take advantage of. It is not happening. Yeah, dude, like, Aggro Mage is definitely a really good deck. God damn. And I'm not even, like, playing the optimized version of it either. Ooh, let's go! Oh, now I can play this and commit spells. Oh, let's go. Yeah, baby! Woo! Yeah, nice sorcerers there, buddy. I'm none of those. Okay, that's fine. All right. So I got Elemental that I can play next turn. I've got essentially 20 damage in hand once I draw the Aegwynn minion. Yeah, dude, keeping Aegwynn seems to be, like, legitimate. Why aren't more people keeping Aegwynn? This song, I mean, this song. So first of all, this song is important, was what I was about to say. But the Aegwynn feels so important to just throw out on turn 5. I don't mind keeping it in my mulligan. It really doesn't feel that bad. Minion? Minion? That's a minion. I meant to cause you any pain. Okay, I was looking at Blood Boil, but Cold Tooth to draw the Deathborn? Purple rain, purple rain, purple rain. Yeah, we just hit him in the face. Dome him. Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Send the damage to the dome. I mean, the one thing I kind of have to worry about is this guy randomly finding Transform, right? 2 mana is a visual bug? Wait, what? Wait, was this still at 2 mana? What was the 2 mana visual bug? Woohoo! Give me those minions. Honestly, we're just doing this in order to charge up the Frozen Touch. It's not just to clear the board. I saw 2 crystals still blue, but the counter said 0-7. It probably wasn't a bug. I'd have to look at a clip. I don't know exactly. Whoa. Wait, this is fine. Wait, no. Have to play around. Yo. That's pretty good. It's Oasis. It's fine. Through that purple rain. Alright. We have lethal next turn. My favorite hunter card? Dude, I hate that card. Wait, oh, with this? Okay, yeah, this happens from time to time. I don't know why this happened, though. Maybe it has to do with the speed that I played my cards. I'm not really sure what else it could be. Okay, this is an L play. This is lethal from hand without spell damage. Woo! Everyone raise up your lighters. Raise up your lighters as you hear Prince playing one of the most famous guitar solos of all time. In fact, I've got my lighter right here. Where's your guys' lighters? Woo! Yeah! 7 wins.